all South Africans.
Welcome back. In his speech after his inauguration, President Cyril Ramaphosa has once again acknowledged the erosion of state institutions by corruption. He says while restoring the dignity of the crucial state agencies will be a big challenge, he also says it's not impossible.
Too many of our people do not work, especially the youth. In recent times, our people have watched as some of those in whom they had invested their trust have surrendered to the temptation of power and riches. They have seen some of the very institutions of our democracy eroded and resources squandered. The challenges that our country face are huge and they are real, but they are not insurmountable. They can be solved, and I extend here to say that they are going to be solved. In the face of these challenges, our people have remained resolute, resilient, and unwavering in their desire for a better South Africa.
Well, for an analysis on the inauguration of President Ramaphosa, we're joined in our Pretoria studios by political analyst Professor Lesiba Teffo. Well, good afternoon, Professor. It's a momentous day, the inauguration of President Cyril Ramaphosa as President of the Republic of South Africa. How are you feeling right now?
Oh, really happy for him, really happy for the people of South Africa, happy for the people of the region, and indeed also happy for the people of the continent, because South Africa as a powerhouse, if it finds its act together, that will have a spin-off, that will have a domino effect. So when we fail, we don't only fail ourselves, we fail even neighboring states, including the continent.
Now, the President has acknowledged the vast challenges facing the country, an economy that's struggling, high unemployment, a legacy of corruption that has crippled state institutions. He has quite a job on his hands, wouldn't you say?
Undoubtedly. And you see, translating words into action, that is going to be a big challenge, especially given the caliber of the people that he has been working with and is likely to work with. And you asked the previous colleague, what must he do? For me, meritocracy must be at the center of everything that he does. He's talking about ethical leadership and state capacity. And you are not going to achieve that for as long as you put a high premium on affirmative action, a high premium on cadre deployment, a high premium on racializing the appointments and racializing discourse and narratives that should assist you in building a cohesive society.
Now, how will you tackle those problems that you just spoke about, the rationalizing of these appointments, for example?
I'm saying do away with cadre deployment. I'm saying affirmative action was introduced in America for the benefit of the blacks. And it was black Americans themselves who fought against affirmative action until it was repealed. I'm saying to you, put meritocracy or merit at the center of the appointments. I tell you, if just this bit alone, it might be a legacy that humanity would look one day and doff its head when it passes by his grave.
Thank you so much. Now, President Ramaphosa is very popular. He's liked and respected by people across the political spectrum and by South Africans in general. There seems to be a groundswell of optimism about his ability to turn the country's fortune around. Will his popularity be enough to help him achieve his vision?
A very interesting point. About 12 months ago, there was something called Ramaphosa, and it evaporated in 6 months. How is he going to sustain this goodwill? Possibly he can, because the mistakes made in the past 6 months or so. I can tell you one of the mistakes that he made was not to get rid of certain individuals who were implicated and compromised in various ways. Number two, the unfortunate statement in relation to the nationalization of the reserve banks. I'm sure he has learned from those, and I'm sure he knows that goodwill can quickly evaporate. And the first test will happen in the next 48 hours when he pronounces his cabinet. But people have entrusted him with certain responsibilities. He talks about ethical and capable leadership. I really hope and trust that he will do that. And if he does that, there is no reason why he would not succeed.
He's also confronted with a bit of a conundrum regarding the appointment of the Deputy President. David Mabuza may not be available in time to be sworn in next week. What is the President likely to do?
Yeah. That for me is not a very complicated matter. I think people underestimate David Mabuza. Call him Mr. Unity, and you never know what he's up to. Like a cat, he has got many lives. And I'm saying, if you look at what transpired yesterday, Advocate Mukwebane says, not guilty. And he's saying, give me an opportunity to appear before the commission. Right? And he appears before the commission, he gets acquitted. The Integrity Commission, he gets acquitted because all these allegations, none of them are at presently in court. And if he gets acquitted, he's going to smell like roses. He's going to come out stronger and looking very much a presidential material. He's a strategist, and I think President Ramaphosa surely discussed the way forward with him. They know what they are doing, and there is no need, in my opinion. He's not compelled to appoint in the next 2 weeks or so a deputy. He might just ask somebody, one of the seniors, if and when it is necessary, to help him discharge certain responsibilities until Mabuza is cleared. And when he's cleared, the cat will come back much stronger and smelling like a rose.
There's also a lot of controversy that has arisen as a result of the release of the Public Protector's reports in recent days. The Freda Dairy Farm, the SARS report, to name a few. With Kusatu calling for these reports to be canned, what is the President likely to do?
Maybe it helps him indeed, just to say, rather than to can, allow due process to take its course. Can he afford not to have DD in his cabinet? I said no, he cannot afford to. DD gave him the presidency. Can he for now afford not to have Gordon in his team? Gordon is a very capable, ethical leader. I'm sure he wouldn't want to compromise him. But to get there without compromising himself is just to allow due process to take its course, let the people take the report on review, and if they take them on review, it doesn't deter him from appointing them into office.
Well, thank you very much indeed. So we'll have to leave it there. That was our political analyst, Professor Lesiba Teffo, joining us from our Pretoria studios.